What's good, everybody? It's your boy Kev. Welcome back to the channel. And today we'll be going over A Quiet Place uh, storm warning from IDW. Now, I had went in my comic book store and I was like, you know, what is this? A Quiet Place? I've seen the prequel movie of it. I didn't really watch the movies of it, and from what I've gotten were just great stories, and or not stories, but I had got like great reviews on it. And when I watched the prequel to it, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Um, you know, of how everything happened. And so I was in the comic book store and saw a brand new comic book come out, and I was like, I got to pick it up. I got to read it. I got to see what it's all about. And so I was like, why not get on YouTube and record? So, A Quiet Place storm warning. Uh, this takes place in a town that these people live in, and the town is called Pearl. Now they are in a like I think it said Mississippi. Um, yeah, I think they're like in Mississippi, and they're on like an island that's cut off from the mainland. Now the island isn't like extremely far from the mainland, but it's like you got to take a nice little ferry ride to get to it or something like that. And so this is taking place when the aliens first land. Now, mind you, again, I still haven't seen The Quiet Place, and so if there's actual names for these aliens, let me know down in the comment section below. This is interactive. You let me know. Help me help you help me. You know what I mean? So in Pearl, this small town, uh, the town folk are gathered together, and the volunteer, as we found out, the volunteer chief of the fire department is holding a town meeting, and is like, listen, I've heard things on the radio. This stuff is going on. It's for real. It's serious. It's happening. What we need to do is we need to cut off all access from the mainland to our island, so that way they can't get over here. I've been on the radio hearing people talk, and they come to find out that these things can't swim. Like, as soon as they get in the water, they just sink. So we need to cut it off. We're surrounded by a great deal of body of water that if we get rid of these bridges, we'll be good to go. The town is like, oh no, we can't do that. My husband works at whatever town, and my daughter's coming back from college. I got family over here, this and the third. And the mayor of Pearl walks up, which we kind of find out that's his baby sister. It's like, yo, like, you wanted us to get you a brand new fire truck that almost bankrupt the island. Like, at this point, you're the boy that cries wolf. And he's like, like, no, there's just something serious is going on over here. We need to do what we need to do to protect ourselves. There's mixed feelings in between. Nah, we can't do it. Yes, we can do it. We gotta do it. And there's only like one police officer, and he's not even an officer, but he's there. And they were like, his sister was like, listen, we have the police here. And he's like, what, one guy? Are you serious? Like, he can't do anything for us. And so he's just explaining to them, we need to cut access from the mainland. And his sister's like, listen, we're not doing that. I live in the city. There's probably some hocus pocus going on with everything that's going on. The shenanigans. Okay, there's corrupt politics in the mainland. They just want us to, they're just making it up. There's no aliens here eating up people. And as the town folk is getting upset and riled up, there's a handicapped child there, and he starts making noise. So if you ever seen The Quiet Place, literally you have to be quiet. He's saying, look, we have children here. We have, we're going to make sound eventually. We need to bunker up in certain places, cut off the mainland, and they're just not having it. So the handicapped child is making noise, and he's with the handy kids who can't verbally speak. He's making those sounds, and townfolk, some that actually believe this chief is like, oh, well, no, he gotta be quiet, and some of them that don't believe him, like, no, he's perfectly fine, it's okay. The shenanigans is going on out there, like the child is fine, talking to the mother, and she's like, I'll just take him out, I'll just leave, it's okay, everything's all right. And the chief takes her to a certain place where it's called the River Rat, and if it pops up, great. If it doesn't pop up, I'll like the River Rat, and he's like, okay, you gotta stay here, you gotta bunker in here because something could be going on, and I just gotta take the explosives that I got and go blow up this bridge. And we don't really find out, because this is the first issue, we don't really find out if he was able to blow up the bridge, because what happens next is he's on the radio with a guy on the mainland, and they're talking, how is everything going on over there? He said, everything's fine, it's quiet now, this and the third, but they're on the radio. He's on that, and he's on the radio. Any sound you make, any sound that is made, the aliens is coming to grab you. Why are you on the radio? It's neither here or there. Anyway, so what happens is he's talking to him, and the next thing you know, the radio goes, and then he's able to hear the other guy on the radio scream in agony. And at that point, it's kind of like one of those things like, well, yeah, you were supposed to be quiet, but you made noise. So he's like, yo, what's going on? And then so he's making his way, and there's an image. Hopefully I can find this picture, and if I can't, I'll make sure I put it up. There's this image of him seeing the smoke on the mainland as he's traveling in the boat that he got to put the explosives down. And he's just like, we gotta blow up the bridge. And newsflash, they don't get it in time. And so we then get back to the town folk that was in like a barn that they were in, and the sister or the mayor was like, listen, he might actually be crazy enough to go blow up the bridges. Police officer, do your job. And so he's like, all right, I need at least 5 men to come with me. One go by the levee to make sure everything's fine, and then everybody else come with me. And the mayor was like, okay, we're going to take a quick selfie and to remember the moment where the world thought we were going to be idiots and fool for the shenanigans. And as she's taking a selfie, there comes the aliens coming in and taking care of business. So we're now at the now moment, because that was the past moment. At the now moment, she's standing on the I guess the water storage. Really not good with this name, but pretty much where the water is stored. You can see the picture. And so she's on there. The town has definitely been ran through, and there's a whole bunch of aliens in there. Cars flipped over or whatever, and everybody has to be quiet. So they use white flags, sticks, and whatever, just flagging one another to let everybody know what's going on. Like, hey, they're over here, or they're over there, or somebody's in trouble. So what happens is, like I said, we don't know what happened to the chief. We We don't know if he was successful of blowing up the bridge, but the mother that had the handicapped child, who also has another daughter or so the child is a boy and it's a girl that is not handicapped, and um, you know, they need to get water for the handicapped boy, and so they over here flagging over there, look, little girl over there trying to get water out the spigot thing, and again, the aliens hear that. So what the town folks do that's on top of the roof. If y'all ever seen Tremors, this scene is what reminds me of that. Like, don't make any noise, because if you make noise, the earthworm will come over and try to eat you. So they're over here making noise to distract them, so that way the mayor can go down and go see this girl. Now I'm assuming her brother is dating the mother of this child that she's going to go save. We don't know what happened to him. We'll find out in the second issue. So if anybody's like, well, where is he? I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna have to stay in tune to find out. And so she runs over, she grabs the girl, you know, she turns off the water, and she's looking at the mom, who's safe and secured inside wherever the her brother had left her at, and she writes on the paper, "Need water," and you know, it's like, I get you need water, but come on, like, you sent this child out here to die. Like, essentially, you know, any sound is made, they're gonna come after her. And so she shuts the water off, but unfortunately, drip, 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 drip. So she's like, all right, forget this. Let me turn it on all the way. Pick up the little girl, and they start running to the river, right? And there's a boat there, and she remembers what her brother said. They can't swim. So she gets to the boat. A good distance is a space is in between the alien and the mayor and the daughter, Maya. That's the name of the girl. And they get to the boat, and she's trying to rev it on. You know, not working. Like all things, it never works on the first try. I mean, we over there like, you about to get got. But she was able to get it, and it pulls off a little bit and go boom, boom, right? It doesn't explode. It doesn't, but the engine does, you know. So it stops about midway, and the last page that we see is the alien jumping to catch them, and will they get away? Most likely. I mean, because at the end of the day, they can't swim. So even if it does land on there, they can jump out the water, jump out the boat, land in the water, or how heavy the alien thing is that comes down and breaks the boat, will be in the water, it'll sink. They'll be able to swim. As soon as they get to shore, though, like, will they be safe? Who knows? We are definitely going to have to find out in the next issue. And you know, some comic books let you know when the next one will come. This one, it does not seem like it lets you know when the next one is coming out, and that's perfectly fine. Quick look up, I guess. A Quiet Place Storm Warning. First issue. It came out. It's the 14th that I'm recording this, so whatever that Wednesday was, March, I want to say March 12th. No, March 11th. There we go. So March 11th, 2026, this first issue came out. I'm assuming that next month the second issue will come out. So if you guys liked this, let me know, so that way we can talk about it more. Let's get this series, let's start this series right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's start the series right now with The Quiet Place from IDW. I think it's a nice read so far. I want to know what happened to the brother. I'm at this point where I want to know what happened to the brother. And then this also just might make me want to go actually watch the original. Because, like I said, I've seen the prequel. I might want to actually go watch the first one and then the second one. I think there's a third one out or a third one coming out, whichever one. But now I'm intrigued to actually go check this joint out. Um, so this is the only video I have out that I've done this. If you want to go check out the previous video before this one, where I talked about Stranger Things, Tales from Hawkins, #2, first issue, and go check it out. You'll like it. It's a nice, fun read. There's 4 issues, and at this point, time of recording, all the issues are done. You can most likely get in a trade paperback, and if you can't, you are able to get all 4 items. I meant to say that this comic was $4.99, and I have the A cover. In the back, they have pictures of the different covers you can get. There's an A cover, there's a B cover, I believe there's a C cover. Let's see. Yeah, there's A through D cover, and they're pretty good. So I don't know how long this series will last. I just know that I'm starting it. We're starting it, and we can just watch it. So that being said, I've been Kev. You've been you. Let's stay in tune.